Hello everyone, this is Mr. Gallagher, and a book I have for you today that I'd like you to listen to is a book that's relatively new to me. I've only seen it recently and read it once before to my last year's class, and it was such a hit that I thought I would read it to you. I found this in the library. It has several things that I like about it that I'll just kind of let you know in advance. There's some rhyme in this book, which is a good kindergarten skill. Rhyming words are words that have the same ending sound, the same ending phoneme, which is a group of letters making a sound. The beginnings of words like, let's see, dog, donut, dull, do, d, they start with the letter D. Endings of words have a letter at the end, which might be something like t, like rat, let, cannot. That's just a single letter. Rhyming words have the last phoneme or unit of sound, a small part, that has the same ending. Like, let's see, a word family like est. Est is not a word, but it's part of a word. And you'd hear est, which is 3 letters, E-S-T, at the end of words like rest, nest, best, guest. And so that's something you'll learn in kindergarten more about, but you probably have heard and noticed rhyming already. And this is a book I found at the Seattle Public Library. I found it last year just before libraries were closing and school buildings were closing. And I chose it because its cover I found very entertaining. And the name of the book is Henny, Penny, Lenny, Denny. All those have the ending sound. Can you hear? Henny? Henny, Penny, Lenny, Denny, and Mike. And so Mike is part of this crowd, but his name doesn't rhyme with all the rest. So it's got some interesting things about similarities, things that are close to being the same, and differences, like Mike's name is completely different from the ending sound of the others. Any, Ike. Henny, Penny, Lenny, Denny, Mike. And so that was the reason one reason it caught my eye. And then I was thinking, groups of students in school are called classes, but groups of fish in the oceans are called, right, schools of fish. So I was thinking school and school. So it had interesting connections in there. Cynthia Rylant is the author, and Mike Austin is the illustrator. Ready? This is the title page, the inside of the page of a book where there's repeated information about the publisher, the author, the illustrator, the name of the book, and then some extra images to get us going. Sometimes there's a dedication. This book is dedicated for Tien and Reed. Henny, Penny, Lenny, Denny, and Mike, written by Cynthia Rylant and illustrated by Mike Austin. It's a Beach Lane book, which is a publisher. Companies that make the books. Henny, Penny, Lenny, Denny, and Mike are 5 fish who met at the fish store. They are fab friends. I also like the simplicity of the illustrations while still feeling very alive. See what you think about the illustrations as you watch and listen. A little girl brought them home and plopped them into the tank. Plop, 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 plop. Fab! They yelled. Looks like a big tank. The fish tank is like heaven. Henny loves the orange gravel. Penny loves the diver. Lenny loves the rock. Denny loves the pirate ship. And Mike loves the barbels. Nobody loves the snail, but that's okay. You see the cat watching the one and the two. This is fish tank life. Swim, swim, swim. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Henny, Penny, Lenny, Denny, and Mike think that being a fish is so fab. They smack kisses to the little girl every day. Can you do that? There's only one day when fish tank life is not so fab. It is, you have a guess, what day in a fish tank life would not be so fab? What? Oh, let's see. Cleaning the fish tank day! Oh, yeah, right, because they get scooped up in the net. Probably scares them. They are unceremoniously plopped into a bowl. Then the little girl makes the orange gravel, the diver, the pirate ship, the rock, and the whole big fish tank just sparkle. She's being really responsible as a fish owner. Right? When you have fish or other pets, you have a responsibility to take care of them. Wow! Look how big the letters are, right? Everything is so crisp. The diver is impeccable, which means very, very special. The ship is ship-shape. But alas, the snail is still ignored. Oh, poor thing. Can fish tank life be any more perfect than this? Why, yes. Because... how could it get more perfect? Plop! Well, hello, clownfish. Ta-da! The clownfish is such a clown. He starts telling joke after joke after joke. And Henny, Penny, Lenny, Denny, and Mike laugh so hard their bubbles fizz up the whole tank. But wait, there's more. Plop! An angelfish. Henny, Penny, Lenny, Denny, and Mike stop yucking it up, and they just stare. She is so beautiful. But wait, there's more. What could be left? Clunk! It's a fairy castle! Henny, Penny, Lenny, Denny, and Mike forget all about clowns and angels. They are all about the fairy castle. It is enchanting. It is ornamental, which means very decorated. It is exotic. It is, wow, they're all crowding around that castle, right? I think they really like it a lot, including the new fish who just came. Oh, just thinking, if we did some math, if there were 5 fish and then 2 more came, right? Henny, Penny, Lenny, Denny, and Mike, that makes 5. And then the clownfish came, and then the angelfish came. Oh, we just did some math while we're listening to a story. In kindergarten, that happens. Sometimes we are doing one type of learning, reading or science or writing or math or social studies, and then another type of learning comes in also. So we might be listening and reading, and then we start writing connected to our reading and listening. And this time, we are reading and listening, and we just connected to math. Some addition work when we combine things. 5 and 2 more makes... Let's double check. 5. Now the way you can check that is you can remember you have 5 and count on, or you can count 5 again. Counting on is an advanced math strategy. So let's use that one. We have 5. We don't have to count each one again because we know we had 5. And then we're going to count on the rest. 5, 6, 7. So now there are 7 fish. Did you already figure that out? I figured so. Okay. So it is enchanting, it is ornamental, it is exotic, it is... Are they describing it? They're going to think of another description, talking about the outside of it. It is a trap. Help! Lenny is stuck. Oh, look at his face. His lips curl down. Oh no! Say Henny, Penny, Denny, and Mike what to do. The clownfish tries to lighten the mood with a joke. The angelfish begins to pray, yet nothing unsticks Lenny. Oh my goodness. Lots of worry. But wait! What's this? Oh, snail. The character they've been kind of ignoring. It is a snail on a mission. The quick-thinking snail, who everyone had ignored, remember that part? Not the best of friendship skills. The quick-thinking snail slides right up to Lenny, and with one fell... suck. Pop! Lenny is unstuck. The tank explodes into cheers. See how he's sucking on Lenny to pull him out. That's funny, I think. Henny, Penny, Lenny, Denny, and Mike smack kisses all over the snail now. That's nice to show gratitude. The clownfish yucks it up. The angelfish sings hallelujah. And fish tank life returns to what it always was. So fab. She's doing math homework. Her book right there where she's doing her work next to the fish tank says math, just like we did. The end. Thanks for listening to my story today. Henny, Penny, Lenny, Denny, and Mike. This is one of my new favorites. I'm very entertained by this. Now, just as an extra, I'm going to suggest one or two things to do after our reading. When we're in class, in school, sometimes we listen to a book just for the pure pleasure of it. Other times we might have a task or assignment connected to that book. It helps us extend our learning and extend our thinking as we think about a book. So we might take some time to just talk in class, raising our hand to show you have something to say and want to share what you are thinking. We might say, tell us a part of the book that you enjoyed, a part of the book that you found funny, a part of the book that made you wonder, a part of the book that you think reminds you of something else you know or experienced. That's called making a connection. Today I'm going to suggest one or two things to do after the fish. One is, what we often do in class is we respond to the writing, which means we draw a picture or write some words about the book we heard. And so that's one idea for today. Sometime later today, if you take out a piece of paper, write your name at the top. Always, well, you need to do that in kindergarten because in kindergarten, the teacher has 22 or 23 papers to collect, and having your name on it means we know who did the work and we can return it to you. So it's good practice now to write your name at the top of papers you are working on, even when you're at home. So writing your name at the top, thinking about Henny, Penny, Lenny, Denny, and Mike, and then drawing a picture. It's called a response about the book. And I'll let you choose. It could be something you enjoyed, something you found funny, something that made you think, a connection. You decide what would be your writer's, that's you, when you're working on a picture, you are a writer, about your writer's response to the read aloud. That's what we call the books that we read out loud to our class. Like, you know, your dad and mom reads to you at night. It's called a read aloud. When you read by yourself, when you're older, and all of the reading happens inside your brain, like when you watch dads and moms or older brothers or sisters read, they read inside their head. When you read out loud, as you will do in kindergarten, that's how teachers know about your reading abilities and skills, or a teacher does a read aloud, called a read aloud. So some kind of writing response about the book I read today that you listened to. Okay? And you can choose any kind of paper, pencil, crayons, markers, however you like to do that. In classrooms, we use all of those. Depending on the task, the paper, the time, you'd use a pencil and then crayons and markers to draw the pictures. So I hope you'll consider that. It's a good way of thinking about what you heard, because you are then drawing and coloring a nice and detailed picture about the story you listened to. And so that's one task. The other is, I like to do this project sometimes. It's from a tool, teaching tool I bought, called Squiggle. And the Squiggle box, well, I'll have to show you next time. It's a big, thick box. It's a stack of cards like this many. I don't know, maybe like 300 of them or something. And then the cards have letters and numbers on them. And I just pick one out. And the idea for this is something creative. It can be connected to the book, or it can be just for fun. Last year we did this a lot. Not connected to books. We just did it just for fun things to do as a change in our brain when we're in class. And what I do is I just find a squiggle. And this is this one. I'm going to be, yeah, this one. And then what we do on a piece of paper, name at the top. I have a whiteboard I'm using here to demonstrate to you. On a piece of paper, your name goes at the top, and then usually we try to do something like with a black marker so the squiggle stands out from the picture, and then we copy this squiggle on the paper like that. Bigger than this is pretty small. Bigger than that. And then the squiggle prompt, squiggle idea card goes away. And then you take a look at that and you think, okay, now what do I do with this? And so you look at it, do some thinking, and then make this be the beginnings of a picture that you draw. You add details, which we'll always ask you in class about adding more details. Add some details, and then make a picture from that. And so that can just be a follow-up to that. Thanks so much for coming today. I hope you liked the book that I chose for you, and I'll see you again soon.